Good afternoon, children. So today we are going to discuss about measuring volumes. So today we have discussed about how to measure length, how important is to measure length or any measurement accurately is very important, right? So there are two approaches to measure volume depending on whether or not shape is regular. Okay, so we have to consider the shape to what to measure the volume. So for a cube or cuboid, which is a regular shaped object, that is, it is a rectangular block. So to measure its volume, we have to measure its length, breadth, and height. That is length, width, and height. And what we have to do is we have to multiply it together. That is, for a regular shaped object, volume will be length into breadth into height. So for objects of other regular shapes such as sphere, that is, or cylinder, you may have to make one or two measurements and look up for the equations of volume. അല്ലേ? ഇപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഓരോ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റിനും ഓരോ എന്തുണ്ട് വോളിയം ഉണ്ട്, അതായത് വോളിയത്തിന് ഫോർമുല ഉണ്ട്. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, ഫോർ സിലിണ്ടർ, so for cylinder it is pi r square h, and for sphere it is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so we know that volume is a three-dimensional shape occupied by an object. Okay, it's the three-dimensional space occupied by an object. Okay, for regular shaped object we have to measure its radius or length or breadth, and then if we have to multiply it. So for liquids, okay, measuring cylinder can be used to measure the volume. So recall that are designed so that you can look at the scale horizontally. So the most important thing while measuring the volume is, so we have to measure it accurately by perpendicular view. Okay, so our eye level should be perpendicular and we have to measure the lower meniscus. Okay, we have to meniscus the lower meniscus of the liquid except for mercury. Okay, for mercury we have to measure the upper meniscus. For all other liquids we have to measure the lower meniscus. That is, we have to read the level of the bottom of the meniscus. So what is a meniscus is, that is, liquid will be curved upper surface of a liquid is known as what? Meniscus. Okay, ഒരു curve വരും, നമ്മുടെ ലിക്വിഡിന് ഒരു curve വരും, അതിനാണ് meniscus എന്ന് പറയുക. So there will be top and bottom part. So while measuring liquids we have to take the bottom of meniscus. For mercury alone we have to take the upper meniscus. Clear? So for liquids, while measuring the measuring cylinder, our eye level should be perpendicular. So to improve the accuracy we have to measure it perpendicularly. That is, our eye level should be perpendicular. So the meniscus is a curved upper surface of a liquid caused by what? Surface tension. How this meniscus is created? It is created due to surface tension. That is, meniscus is the curved upper surface of a liquid caused by surface tension. So it is, so this surface tension can be simply defined as the it is a tension caused between dissimilar liquids. Okay, or what we can say is, the surface tension is the attraction of the particles in the surface layer by the bulk liquid to minimize the surface area. Okay, so to minimize the surface area, or we can say that it is the property of the liquid to resist the external force, okay, to resist the external force due to the cohesive nature of its molecule. Cohesive nature എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരേ പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസിന്റെ അട്രാക്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടാവും. സോ ആ ഒരു നേച്ചർ അതിനെയാണ് we call it as surface tension. Okay, so it is the tension of the surface film of a liquid caused by the attraction of the particles in the surface layer by the bulk liquid, which tend to minimize the surface area. Okay, which will tend to minimize the surface area. So while measuring the volume, we have to think carefully that while choosing this measuring cylinder, we have to choose carefully, because to measure a volume of 50 centimeter cube, if you're using a 10 centimeter cube cylinder, it's not right. Like that, to measure a 10 centimeter cube volume, if you are taking a 1000 centimeter cube cylinder, means that's also is not right, because അതിന്റെ divisions നമുക്ക് ഒരുപാട് minute divisions കിട്ടില്ല. So we have to choose proper measuring cylinder. So think carefully about the choice of cylinder. That is 1 decimeter cube, that is 1 liter, is likely to be suitable for a measuring small volume such as 5 centimeter cube. It is unlikely, and you will get a most accurate answer using a 10 centimeter cube cylinder. So കുറച്ചും കൂടെ accurate ആയിട്ട് കിട്ടണമെങ്കിൽ we have to use what 10 centimeter cube cylinder use ചെയ്യണം. Okay, so a student measuring, here we can see a student measuring a volume of a liquid, her eye levels with the scale so that she can accurately measure where the meniscus meets the scale. Okay, so yesterday I told you that there will be 3 papers for you. One paper is ATP in that. So in ATP, 1 markine orappaayittum chodikkunna question aanu, you have to draw this measuring cylinder and draw this eye level, that is eye level perpendicular figure you have to draw. Okay, so next what we are going to discuss is measuring volume by displacement method. Okay, so most objects do not have regular shape, so for such objects we have to use this volume displacement technique. So we cannot find their volume by simply by measuring its length of their sides. Here we have to find the volume of irregular shaped object. This technique is known as measuring volume by displacement. Okay, its technique is known as what? Measuring volume by displacement, to measure the volume of a irregular shaped object. So first, select a measuring cylinder that is about 3 or 4 times larger than the object. Okay, first we have to choose a measuring cylinder which is 3 or 4 times larger than the objects, and we have to fill partially with water. Completely ഒരിക്കലും fill ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല, because നമ്മൾ ഈ object immerse ചെയ്യുമ്പം water pour out ആവാനുള്ള chance ഉണ്ട്. Okay, spill off ആവാനുള്ള chance ഉണ്ട്. So partially fill ചെയ്യുക. Then what we have to do is, first we have to take a measuring cylinder, then we have to partially fill it with water, and then we have to take the volume. Okay, without immersing the object, we have to take the volume. So consider it as volume V1. Okay, then immerse the object in water. Okay, then we have to immerse the object in water. We can see that there is a rise in the level of water. So we can see the level of the cylinder, water level in the cylinder will increase, because the object pushes the water out of the way. Only way it can move us upwards. Okay, so the increase in volume is equal to the volume of the object. Okay, the increase in volume will be equal to the increase volume of the object. So here this will be the volume of this particular water plus the irregular shaped object. So to measure the volume, to get the volume of this particular irregular shaped object, what we have to do is we have to subtract this V2 minus V1. We have to subtract what? We have to subtract these two values, these two volumes, then we will get the volume of this irregular shaped object. Okay, so first we have to take a measuring cylinder which is 3 or 4 times larger than the object. Then we have to partially fill it with water, and then we have to note the volume. Then we have to carefully immerse this particular irregular shaped object. Then we have to measure the volume again. Then we have to subtract it. Then we will get the volume of this irregular shaped object. Okay, so this is about what? To measure the volume of an irregular shaped object using displacement method. So next is about unit of length and volume. So in physics, in some question, instead of giving exact units, SI units, they will be giving some other units. So in such cases, we have to convert it into SI unit. ഒരു പ്രോബ്ലത്തിൽ നമുക്കൊരു ആൻസർ in smaller classes we have studied. Suppose if we have to find speed, its unit is meter per second. Suppose if it is given in centimeter, we have to convert it into meter. ഒരെണ്ണം സെന്റിമീറ്ററിലും ഒരെണ്ണം സെക്കൻഡ് ആണെങ്കിൽ it's not right. We have to convert into centimeter. Okay, so in physics we generally use SI unit. That is, SI unit means System International D units or International System of Units. Okay, so the SI unit of length is what? Meter. SI unit of length is international unit of length is what? Meter. So table 1.1 shows some alternative units of length together with some units of volume also. So here this conversion you have to study. Okay, so that is 1 decimeter is equal to 0.1 meter. Okay, 1 decimeter is equal to how much? 0.1 meter, and 1 centimeter is equal to 0.01 meter. Okay, 1 decimeter is equal to 0.1 meter, 1 centimeter is equal to 0.01 meter, 1 millimeter is equal to 0.001 meter. Okay, so this means that ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് കൺവേർഷൻ ഈസി ആക്കണം. അതായത് 1 കിലോമീറ്റർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വിച്ച് ഇസ് ഈക്വൽ ടു 100 meter. 1 kilometer is equal to how many meters? 100 meter. So 1 decimeter. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും കൺവേർഷൻ ഈ ഒരു കൺവേർഷൻ പഠിച്ചു വെക്കണം. ബിക്കോസ് കൺവേർഷൻ വരാണ്ട് ചിലപ്പോൾ ഡെസിമീറ്ററിൽ തന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ we have to divide with certain values. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് it will be very easy. Okay. So what we can say is, here we can say 1 decimeter എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് 0.1 meter ആണെങ്കിൽ 1 meter will be equal to 10 decimeter. Okay, that is 1 meter will be equal to 10 decimeter. So to convert ചെയ്യാൻ, suppose if it is given in meter, and if you want to convert into decimeter means we have to multiply it with 10. Okay, if it is given in decimeter and we have to convert into meter means we have to divide it with 10. Okay, so here we can see that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. 1 meter is equal to 100. ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് എത്ര പോയിന്റ് ഉണ്ട് അതിനനുസരിച്ച് നമുക്ക് പറയാം. So here there is 1 point means 1 digit, 1 0 അങ്ങനെ കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്താൽ മതി. So 10 here, so there are 2 zeros, so 100. Here there are 3 zeros, so 1000. So അങ്ങനെ കൺവേർഷൻ പഠിച്ചാൽ മതി. So 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeter. അതാ പറഞ്ഞ എത്ര സീറോസ്, എത്ര ഡിജിറ്റ്സ് ഉണ്ട് നോക്കുക, ഡെസിമൽ പ്ലേസസ് 1 2 3. സോ 1 meter is equal to 100 millimeter. അതേപോലെ 1 meter is equal to 1 2 3 4 5. സോ 5 zeros വരുന്നുണ്ട്. സോ 1 എത്ര പ്ലേസ് നോക്കുക, 1 2 3 4 5 6 പ്ലേസസ് ഉണ്ട്. സോ 10⁻6. എപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ മൈക്രോ വരുമ്പോൾ 10⁻⁻6 അങ്ങനെയാണ് വരിക. സോ ഹിയർ ഓരോ വാല്യൂവിനും നമുക്ക് ഓരോ ഇത് വെച്ച് കൊടുക്കാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും. 1 kilometer is equal to 100 meter. സോ ഈ കൺവേർഷൻ പഠിക്കാൻ ഞാൻ ഐ വിൽ റിപ്പീറ്റ് ഇറ്റ്. 1 meter is equal to 10 decimeter. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeter. And 1 meter is equal to 10 lakh micrometer. Okay, so which will be equal to 10⁻6. അതായത് 10⁻⁻6 അങ്ങനെ വേണം നമ്മൾ എഴുതാനായിട്ട്. Okay, or we can easily say that 1 meter is equal to 1 million micrometer. 1 million, that is 10 lakh എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ it will be 1 million micrometer. So this conversion is very important. Like that, volume is measured in centimeter cube. 1 centimeter cube is equal to ഓരോ പ്രാവശ്യം മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യണം. ഓക്കെ, സോ നമുക്കിവിടെ മീറ്റർ ക്യൂബിലോട്ട് കൺവേർട്ട് ചെയ്യാന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ we know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter cube. Okay, 1 meter is equal 1 meter is 100 centimeter. So 1 meter cube is equal to 100 into 100 into 100, 3 times എന്ന് വരും അല്ലേ. സോ അപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ മീറ്ററിലോട്ടാകുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് എത്ര സീറോസ് വേണം എന്നുള്ളത് ഒന്ന് കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്യണം. സോ ഹിയർ 1 cubic centimeter is equal to അതായത് 1 meter cube is equal to 100 into 100 into 100. So how many? So here we have shifted 5 places അല്ലേ. So 1, that is 1 meter, 1 meter equals how many centimeter? 100 centimeter, right? Volume is measured in meter cube, right? Volume is measured in meter cube. So 1 meter cube will be equals, okay, 1 meter cube will be equals how many? That is 1 meter 100. So here it will be cube, that is 100 into 100 into 100 centimeter cube. Okay, so we have multiplied it by 3 times, that is 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So 1 meter cube is equal to 100 into 100 into 100 centimeter cube. So if we have to convert centimeter to meter cube, means we have to divide this value. Okay, that is 0.00001, that is given in your textbook. Okay, that is 5 zeros and 1. So or decimal shift here, and we know that 1 meter is equal to how many decimeter? 10 decimeter. 1 meter is equal to 10 decimeter. So 1 meter cube will be equal to 10 into 10 into 10 decimeter cube. Okay, so if we want to convert this decimeter cube to meter cube, means we have to divide with this value. So this is how the conversion is. And next what you have to do is you have to take a record. If new record, if you have a new record, you can take a new record, or നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പുതിയ record ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ you can take old record and you can start writing this lesson. And first what you have to do is you have to write, you have to draw this figure, first this figure, and then what you have to draw is you have to draw this diagram. What you have to write is you have to write the heading measuring volume by displacement method, and you have to draw this diagram on the left hand side, and then you have to draw this table, and you have to write this answers to this question. No need to write the question, just answers. Okay, just answers, you have to write just answers. Okay, so here the first question, you have to write a paragraph to describe the procedure. So normally already we have studied last year. So how we have to find the volume and all, we have to write the procedures. First here we have to find the volume of the wood alone. It's easy, it's just a volume displacement method, and no need to write the question, just write the answers. Okay, so that's the homework for you today. So next what I have to discuss with you is, so these are the small conversion, because in physics in some questions they will give you some units which is not SI unit, so we have to convert to SI unit to get the correct answer. So here 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter, 1 decimeter is equal to 10 centimeter. So this conversion is very important because meter is the SI unit of length. So meter conversion is very important. That is 1 meter is equal to 10 decimeter, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, 1 meter is equal to 100,000 millimeter, and vice versa. So namukkariyam meter to any smaller what this units, you have to multiply it with that number. That is 1 meter to decimeter, you have to multiply it with 10. 1 meter to 100 centimeter, you have to multiply it with 100. 1 meter to millimeter, you have to multiply it with 1000. Or to reverse, to millimeter to meter, you have to divide it with 1000. To centimeter to meter, you have to divide it with 100. To decimeter to meter, you have to divide it with 10. So that's the rule. So always to convert to a smaller units, we have to multiply it with that particular number. That is, we know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters, so we have to multiply it with 1000, and 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters, so we have to multiply it with 100. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters, so we have to multiply it with 10. So ഒരു bigger unit നിന്ന് smaller unitലോട്ട് ആക്കുമ്പം we have to multiply it with that values, and to a smaller unit to bigger unit means we have to divide. Okay, millimeter to centimeter, we have to divide it with 10. Centimeter to meter, we have to divide it with 100. Meter to kilometer, we have to divide it with 1000. Clear? So this is how we have to convert. So please write your questions. No need to write questions, just write the answers. Draw diagrams. If diagrams is necessary, you have to draw the diagrams. In this question, you have to draw diagram. In this question, you have to draw diagram. No need to write questions, just write the answers. Okay, so I think there are three questions or 2 questions. Let me check. It's only 2 questions, so please write the answers to your record book. And in one question you have to draw that particular diagram, so draw that diagram, and please draw the diagram which I have mentioned you to draw, that is this particular diagram to the left side of your record book. And you have to study this conversion. It's very important in all that is in MCQ and theory or multiple choice. It's very important, so please study the conversion and read your textbook thoroughly. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask me to. Thank you.